Welcome, everybody, and welcome to Mercury Retrograde. Yeah. I feel like we've been in Mercury Retrograde for maybe already 3 days, but we are fully into this for the next 3 weeks. So till February, till the first week of February. And during that time, what do we have that's happening? We got a lot of things going on. Not only with Mercury retrograde, we also have the nodes will be changing signs on Sunday and a full moon on Monday, and Uranus going forward next week. And then at the end of the month, Venus is goes forward again on the 29th of January. So we're kind of in some real crazy energies again. Sorry, guys. I would love to move things around for you, and maybe if I could just just put you over here, you over here, you over here, and maybe it wouldn't be such a shit star. There is a lot of emotions going on with everybody, and a lot of things are heightened. The tennis star, I think, what is he? The Slavic tennis star is being deported from Australia, and that is very interesting. I know a lot of people. I've watched a bit of the Twitter feed and stuff on that, and people have been saying, well, they won't even allow some of their own citizens back, but people don't realize how many stars have been going in and out. They filmed Big Brother there, and these people, when they were in full-fledged lockdown in Australia, all these big name actors and that have been flying in and out. So this is just a contradiction to everything that's been going on again. So we have that's going on. I want to go over some of the world things that are going on, and then we'll see. We'll step into the spiritual realm. So I'm going to warn people out there. Some of the things I may say may trigger you. So if I trigger you or something, just an FYI, because I like to step into. Okay, let's step into the 3D world. Let's step into the Muggle world of what's going on. Spiritual world is absolutely fabulous. It's great. It's wondrous. We love it. That energy that's coming in. But let's step into this 3D world to see and take a look at what you're feeling. And the reason why I want to step into the 3D world is because sometimes you're going to feel things, or you're going to have emotions about something or disruptions, and you're like, I don't understand why this is happening, and there's a lot happening in the collective consciousness. And I will relate some of this back to the planets and the shenanigans of what they're doing. Okay, so bear with me with all of this. The very first one, and came down yesterday, just as Mercury stationary to go retrograde, is China locked down their ports. Now, we know that, through other reports that have come through, sometimes you can't believe everything that comes out of China, but some reports have already stated that they've been having coal shortages. They've also been having diesel shortages. Now, they're blaming it on the new variant, but now their ports, they're closing down. Off the shore of, and some people, when I posted something, oh, no, this is all false. Well, of how many ships are still out and have not been touched in 4 months, 5 months, and they're still sitting out there in the middle of the ocean. A lot of them have to be 150 miles off shore so that they are in international waters. So we still have containment ships sitting out in the middle of the ocean, haven't been touched. All right. So that's where all your Halloween stuff is. It's out there on a container, been sitting there for the last 4 months. So you got container, anything that's perishable or anything like that. It's probably gone by now. So we have that's happening. And as it gets unloaded, the next thing that's coming in is the truck drivers. Yes, there is the truck drivers that are there, but there's also where, to my understanding, when it comes to the mandates and to elixir or not to elixir, that is the question. A lot of drivers are refusing to elixir, um, because they, for their own personal reasons, whatever they are, but they don't want to, and that causes, if they have to bring anything up to Canada, because we get a lot of stuff, a lot of our shelves, everything that we get coming into our stores, it's trucked in. It's trucked in. We are so reliant on the truckers and that industry. And a lot of private, a lot of guys who are independent, have their own business within their own trucking company. I mean, there's issues that are going to be coming in with this. So a lot of them are taking a stand, and we will be seeing between the 15th and the 22nd, which is tomorrow, and going into the nodes changing, going into a full moon, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Uranus is stationary, going to be going direct. And just an FYI, where Uranus is in Taurus, it's the same spot where a certain country went into another country, and the one country was called Poland and was taken over. And nobody said anything. So we have this energy that's there. Now, what does that mean for you? That means that you might be feeling a lot of anxiety. You might be feeling overwhelmed with all of this happening. Communication. So things to do with your communication is going to be very misfired. So they keep showing me things misfired. So you might be trying to say things and it's not coming out the way you want. As I said to my meditation group this morning, go and have a cup of tea with your guides. I've been doing that quite a bit. I've been doing it since I dropped my husband off this morning at work. I've been communicating, taking time, putting my hands on my heart, and really talking to my guides today. And even before I came on here, it was like, okay, I need to center, ground, and take a deep, look into how I want to communicate the information, and asking for my guides to be with me as I'm doing this. So this is why we're going to be, even more so, we're going to be shocked. We also have our idiot prime minister is going to be meeting with all the idiot premiers. So there's going to be a meeting of the idiots this coming week. Sorry. I shouldn't say that. So a meeting with our prime minister, with a meeting of all the premiers of the provinces coming up, and they're going into a special meeting. So we're having all of this. It's coming in, right? It is. It's heavy, and it's waiting, and we are having to, move through it. And this is where also we might be having the throat issues, and with all the solar energies that are coming into the sacral. So working with the chakras. Book yourself a Reiki healing if you can. Book yourself a massage. Even a distance healing would be fabulous. So doing something along that line would be absolutely, great to do a cleansing, or do your own cleansing. If you are a Reiki practitioner, or you don't even have to be a Reiki practitioner, but I mean, if you are, or a master, rub your hands together, do some cleansing, like put your hands on your crown chakra for a few moments, right? Pull it away. Do some pulling the energies. Oh, along my third eye. I can really feel that, man. So pulling that, shaking your hands out, your throat, your heart, all the way down. And even doing a thymus thump, your thymus thump. Little ones go along your clavicle here, up to a little point right there, and then you go down, there's two little divots. They hurt when you touch them, but those are dumping grounds. Those are little dumping grounds. Whew, haven't done this in a while. Whew, but I feel the energy shifting just by doing that. Putting your hands at the top of your thighs and just rubbing as you're sitting to your knees, and then shaking it out, just shaking it out, right? So wherever you have, like, wherever you have joints, We all have joints, right? Wherever you have the joints, you know, rubbing, moving the energies through the joints is going to be very helpful. Ooh, just doing that. Just doing that, I just feel like so much brighter. Like things, everything feels brighter. Just doing that. I shouldn't be shocked because I teach this, but doing things like that is going to be helpful for you. All right. Cleansing, clearing, of course, having, shower scrubs, all of that, doing things that are going to help to ignite your energies, right? As we are going through a lot of shocks to our system. So we are going to be going through a lot of more, shocking energies that are going to be coming in. And it feels very the other thing that I keep on getting is parasites. So watching what you eat and where you're getting your food, parasites are coming in. I think also with the parasites, it'll feel like other things or beings are like draining our energy where you're, go, 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 and your energy just drops. So something draining your energy. So really a lot of cord cutting at this time is going to be very beneficial. And that's just doing the body scan. And if you have trouble doing the body scan, look into mantras. Deva Permel, I do morning mantras every morning from Monday through Friday with my group. We're doing them at 8 o'clock now. At 8, and we do our morning mantras. Man, that helps to clear out so much. And we're going to continue with mantras for the next several months on doing mantras to really continue that vibration and to continue the clearing that needs to be done, because a lot of clearing, because you're downloading a lot of light energy, but then you're going out into the muggle world. And as you go out into the muggle world, then you may, we can do what we want, put ourselves in the bubble, but bubbles and everything are, like a condom. They're only effective for so long, and some you can't reuse a condom, right? So remember, you got to redo your bubble. You got to, zip yourself up and call in your God shield. And this is going to be something that you'll find that you have to do 1,001 times a day. And I know it gets monotonous and it gets overwhelming, and it feels like there's just, like this is bullshit. I just want to hide away. But this is what we're entering into. We're entering into where 2020, when this all started, we were all like, okay, all right, kind of fearful, don't understand everything. Mama sounds crazy. She keeps telling us stuff. She keeps telling us to stock up. She keeps telling us to do all this stuff. I don't know what she's talking about. 2021, oh, everybody get elixired and you're going to be fine. Then we're finding out all of the issues that are happening with people who are being it and getting it. So this is where this our truth comes in. It's like, where is it that you are putting your energy to? Are you putting your energy for a savior to come in to save you? Are you putting your energy in that this is going to help me? Let me booster here, booster there. Now they're saying if you get a fourth booster, it's actually going to um, cause long-term damage to your immune system. Like, oh, really? Okay. This is, Saturn squaring Uranus. It's not going to be exact this year, but it's still going to be in that square. So I wouldn't trust anything that comes out that they're saying, here it is. Here's the snake oil. You take this and you'll be fine. I'm sorry, it's not. Now, some people might be seeming okay right now, or they're not having any issues, but I'm looking at long term, because we're looking at, with Saturn and Pluto, when they met, that's 3 decades. They won't meet up again for 3 decades. So when we look at big planets, slow moving planets that meet up in conjunct, we look at the after effect of what it means when they do meet up. And the last time they met up was in Libra at the very end in the 80s. and that had to do with the AIDS. So we know when these guys come together, there's shit that's going to happen. With the Saturn Uranus square, we know that, okay, Saturn is restrictive. He wants restriction. He's in there for another year and a half because he's in there for 2.5 years. So he just came in. So we know that there's restrictions. That's what Pluto says. He says, I want restrictions. I want this done this way. I'm Saturn. I'm Kronos. I'm the boss. And Uranus is like, yo, baby, I'm your daddy. I'm in Taurus country here right now. And I don't know. I want something new and inventive. So Uranus, think of him as the crazy, funky grandfather who likes to try new things. And everybody gets angry with him because he's trying out new things. And they don't think he should try out new things because he should act his age. And here we are. We're in this energy of saying, you got to act your age, behave yourself, follow suit, do it this way. And Uranus is like, yo, baby, are you looking at everything that's going on in your world? Are you looking at your relationships? My baby Venus is up there because he's the one who gave birth to Venus. And saying, look, my baby Venus up there, she's retrograde right now. I'm in her house. Don't really like her house. Not my kind. It's not my taste. I like to be free. That's why I love Aquarius. I'm free. I'm spacious. It's the universe. It's unlimited energies. But I'm in earth. I'm in grounding. I'm trying to make things move. I'm trying to make things go forward. And he's going to be in there till 2025, 26. Now, this is why I keep telling people it's not going to end like that. We are in this energy of creating great change. And how are we wanting to do it? And part of that great change, because we also have, that Aquarius energy, is why are people conforming? Aquarius doesn't conform. Aquarius are the most unique, abstract of all the planets. I know. I have 3 children, 4 counting my grandson, that really have a lot of Aquarius energy. Meaning that their personal, either their sun, moon, or rising sign is in Aquarius. And when they have that energy, they have their uniqueness. That means they don't want to conform. Not one of my children conform. Trust me, they don't. I have this is where they want to come in and they want to spread their uniqueness. I have 2 rising sign Aquariuses, and they half the time they don't care what they're wearing. They will wear what they want to wear. When it comes to tattoos, usually Aquariuses have the most tattoos. Uniqueness, want to do something different with their hair, whether coloring it, perming it, doing something different. Very much so. But this is it. This is where is your uniqueness? Where so many are afraid because of being conformed to act, be, talk a certain way. This is the way you're supposed to act. This is what you're supposed to do. Don't step out of line. Listen to what you listen to your leaders because they know what to do. People with more money, they're smarter than you. Are they? Just because you have more money, does that mean that you're smarter? Maybe you're smart at one thing, something that you've really studied, something that you went about and did over and over again, and it worked for you. Doesn't mean that you're smarter than anybody else. This is where this is coming in, and it's weirdness. I mean, right now, we got the moon in Gemini, and it wants something, it wants to do something, it wants some action. you know, it's like, here I am, but it's squaring it's squaring Pisces, it's squaring Neptune. So Neptune is like, yo, you want uniqueness and fun, it can take you on a wild trip if you want. Or it can say, hey, do you want to connect with your spiritual self? What is the work I have to do with Mercury retrograde, which is a deep dive right now, very, very intense. What is that work I need to do? Where are maybe I need to look at a course I need to do. So, it's like, hey, mama, what are you teaching? I'm going to be teaching angel alchemy in a couple weeks. Do you want to learn about the angels? Do you want to learn about, creating a medicine wheel with the angels and activating it? So this is where it's like, oh yeah, I want to learn the tarot. I'm teaching tarot in March. I'm teaching the karmic release is coming up. So I have different courses that are coming up. It's like, oh, this is a fine time to register, to get involved, to do things, to learn things. I went on a thing called Skillshare. Skillshare is a lovely site, but you can learn all different things. There's so many talented. It's not a spiritual center, but you can learn art, you can learn journaling, different forms of crafting, filmmaking, Photoshop, all kinds of stuff, and they have experts on there, and you sign up for a very low monthly fee. And I think the first 30 days or so, or maybe it's the first 3 months, is free. So you can sign up for free. I'm not being sponsored by this anyway, just an FYI. But you can sign up and you can take different courses to learn to do, say, painting, or learn to do some Photoshop, or maybe you want to do a YouTube station. This is what, you can go on there and you can learn from some of the, on how to do some funky things with, even with your cell phone. You don't, a lot of them, you don't need, you know, elaborate stuff. So this is great for Mercury retrograde, because it's about learning. That's what it is. He rules Virgo, which is of service. How am I taking care? What is my routine? So look at, what is your routine, right? How are you being of service, not only to yourself, but to others, and your health? So, and it's in Aquarius, and Aquarius rules not only astrology, but it rules things like new medicines and things like that. So it's like, oh, so how am I taking care of myself? What are the things do I need to take care of myself? I just saw, and I glanced through it quickly, on different things. If you've been on any types of medication, different yoga poses to help you to detox from the medications that you may have had to be on. So there's things that we can be doing and learning and helping us through all, and transitioning through all of this energy, right? Now, the next thing with all of these things that are like China, the trucking, the short, the port, the cargoes, make sure you stock up on extra things. Honestly, I know I've been saying this since 2020, but the thing is that when I look at the energies, and these are slow moving planets, everything comes and slowly opens up, and it slowly starts to reveal itself, where it's like all of a sudden you don't realize that there's no more avocados or something, because they've been spreading them out and spreading them out. Then all of a sudden they're no longer there, or oranges, or things like apples and things like that. So really start paying attention to what you are needing, and having extra stuff on hand. So I'm going to highly recommend that, especially over the next 3 months, until we get into springtime. April, there feels like there's a little bit of a breather of energy coming in with that. So we have, like, from February or so, February, March, I'd say April, more of a breather before everything starts going retrograde again. So we have this space of time of February, or April and May, of things feeling, okay, March, I'll give you March, where things are going to start feeling good. Celery, yeah. So this is looking at the structures, your belief systems, and how much of, with this Mercury retrograde, there is a penetrating of deeply encouraging communications. So getting us to really communicate, getting us to really come in with our belief systems, our structures, looking at how what is that we're still attached to when it comes to our belief system and our structures, and how we are holding them into our day-to-day life today. So having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with your guides is probably a good thing. Booking a consultation, getting a consultation done with myself or with another person, another psychic or astrologer is I find it very important, helpful at this time. Um, I did get myself I love it when astrologers look at my chart. My chart isn't bad, but they see my chart and they're like, "Okay, you came in heavy duty, didn't you?" That's a lot of them say that you came in here heavy duty, or they're very kind, or they say something like, "Oh, you come in to learn your emotions." I'm like, "No shit, Sherlock." It's like, "Yes, I did. I come in to learn a lot to do with emotions, how to work with my emotions, and how I can create community that is fun, that is enjoyable, because a lot of energy in my fifth house, which is Leo, but it's my Scorpio house. So the fun that I do is something that is very, sometimes not the fun everybody else thinks is fun, like taking deep dives down conspiracy theories and stuff like that. But I can feel my throat. But this is where looking for our feeling our sensitivity and with our throat and our solar plexus, so our digestive system coming in as well. So there is a lot. That Mercury retrograde is, I it's going to be a doozy for this. That's it is. Oh, you should, Raylene. I've been doing another dive, and it's like things to do with insects, and it's just like, oh my god, why did I open this kettle of fish? But it's just like, this is just, it made so much sense, yet it was like, whoa, that is so far-fetched. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then you start looking at different people and you're just like, oh, they really do look like an insect. Oh, okay. Because I have a thing. I have a thing that when I look at certain people, I can, feel the realm that they're from. Like either, they're fairy, or they have a lot of angelic energy, or they're they're giants, or they're gorgs or something like that, or different realms and stuff that come in. And then when I look at some, it's like, okay, that's very okay, I can see the insect in them. I can see that parasite. Oh, that's probably where the parasites are coming in. The parasites. Nancy Pelosi is a very much a parasite. Like, you just look at her and her her eyebrows. You're just like, okay, that woman is really, there's something going on there. Like, she is a blood sucking piranha. No, I wouldn't even call her. I wouldn't even call her a piranha. I think a piranha would be too good. And even with our looking at him, I'm just like, okay, I don't know so much if I think he's almost like he's not high on the totem pole when it comes to power, world power. He thinks he is, but he isn't. He would like to be. He would like to be in that power. But he's just not. So he's very demanding on how he wants things done, and very vindictive and mean. Like, he has a very meanness to him. And I find it's kind of funny that I don't know, like, his wife, they were divorced. I don't know if they are divorced or together or what have you. I feel like if she is together, it's like she can't leave yet. There's something there, Cruella de Vil and Mr. Burns. And she's just, he's got where he wants to keep that control. And I think when we had the election this year, my thought was like, okay, he wants to prove something to people. He wants to prove that he can still have power. And he proved it. He proved it, that, look at me, I'm still powerful. Doesn't matter if I didn't get any more or less. Well, I'm still powerful. I'm still the prime minister. It's that persona, that energy that he has. The um the leader of France, the prime president of France, he's got something very vindictive about him. And when I look at him, he's got, he's a little bit higher up because he's in that European Union um part, and it's very, very interesting. Like, his energies are a little bit yeah, he could, yeah, he's just not as bad as Putin, man. If you're a sexy, attractive woman and you think you could seduce him, he'd be the last person anybody could seduce because of his training and being the KGB. He is a very cold, there's a coldness about him. Yet when it comes to his family, that is like his wife and his family is like, no, there's a priority with that. There's a priority with family there. But when it comes to anything that he is doing and the world around him, um, there's such a cold soul to him. So he's very very manipulative, very sly. If you notice, there's not much being said about Russia right now. And because they're sitting on top of the pie, there's where he's sitting because he controls a lot of the oil throughout Europe. So when it comes to oil and stuff like that, he controls it. And is he worried about what's coming out of China? No, no, not at all. Not at all. Because he didn't put all his chickens into that hen house, unlike other countries. So he's not reliant on it. He didn't put all his medicine into that either. So there's things that are going on with him. It's very interesting. Other presidents and stuff that have come out and said and everything, like El Salvador and even the president of Mexico and stuff have been saying things, and they come out and say things briefly, but then they kind of like, okay, I've said my piece, and then off they go. They are really um don't want to abide by all of that because there's something that is even um it's like a dark ship that is out there. And I'm gonna, there's a few corporations that are huge. Blackwell is one of them that is interesting because how much power they have. And that's what, that's part of this mundane world. It's like, okay, I know they have it. So what can I do for myself to keep myself protected in my bubble, continue on my road, continuing my light? Because it's almost where, and now I got Gandalf and the hobbits coming in, and all the dwarfs coming in. It's like we're aware of it, but we got to stay in our light. We got to stay in our light. We can't falter from that, but that doesn't mean we be stupid. That's the thing. It's like you don't be stupid about it all. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to protest, I want to do it peacefully. I want to do things in a manner that's going to create great change, but I'm going to do it in a way that is more um not cruel or mean, because then you're falling to the other side. You're falling into their trap. So went down a rabbit hole. But this is for us, we're digesting a lot of stuff right now. So there's a lot of stuff that's coming in and we're digesting, and we're trying to filter through it all and get through it. So this weekend for you all, really take time and have a cup of tea with your guides. Have some time with your guides and make sure that you pull out your oracle cards, pull out your angel cards, grab your crystals around you. It's a crystal that I was looking for. Now I forgot. Typical. Um, But pull in your crystals right now and have them with you. I mean, I have a few here. I have apatite here. I have a quartz here. I have my labradorite. I have some jade, tektite here. There is more jade, black kyanite, rainbow fluoride energies, and then I have other ones that are further around. I have ooh, some green calcite. That's really great for the heart. Really pretty. Ah, there we go. So the green calcite. So dark soul. I mean, he's a dark one. Yeah, he's a dark soul, very much so. Definitely. But pull in your crystals, have them, carry them around, put them in your pocket. Even if you're wanting to use certain crystals in your water and stuff like that, any quartz, amethyst, citrine, clear quartz, you can put in your water. You can usually find a list if you Google, what quartz should I put. Shungite you can put in, it's a charcoal. They use it as a filtration. So don't put your selenite in water. One, it'll dissolve, and it's not shouldn't go on. You shouldn't be drinking selenite anyways. Um, so bring in the different crystals around you. I'm looking around because I have um citrine up there. I do have a um fluorite up there. I have an amethyst up there. I have a green opal that cracked that's there, and I have my I got quite a few different crystals that are around me. I don't really pay I unless they call me, I don't really pay a lot of attention to them, to the crystals. It's bringing in different herbs, doing the herbs and stuff like that. So we're in yeah. So just be kind. Be kind to yourself, be kind to one another. Take some time. It's not a bad day. Take some time, get out in nature. Uh and put a bubble around you. And if you're wanting to book in a reading, definitely let me know and let's get you in. So I'm booking in. I think I have a few spaces next week. But it'll be probably the week after that. So that I'm booking into. Let me pull my little thing in so people know. So the week of the full moon, I'm I have space, but more so from the 24th to the 30th of January. So for booking in, so more to the end of January and then into February that I'm booking into. So Mercury direct on the 3rd of February. Just it's right in front of me here. And Venus goes direct on the 29th. And so if you don't have, this is a book I use. I use this book. I have over 10 plus years of these books. I don't never throw them away. Even if I don't write in them, sometimes I get them and I put them up. Sometimes I don't write in them, sometimes I do. But I do keep them. So, and they're great because they have, like, this has a January moon, blessings and beginnings. It has July moon, connecting with the fire, inspiration, incense in there. Hawthorn jelly. Ooh, nice. Lots of information in here, places that you can sort of write in. They have gemstones, what gemstones, to use, chakras and associations with color, herbs. This time they have a lot of different herbs that are in it. If you're able to pick one of these books up is great. It gives you the eclipses and the full moons and all the retrogrades. So we have, like, Uranus has been retrograde since October. No, September to January 18th. So January 18th, it's going forward. And we have a Mars retrograde this year that's going to be happening. Oh God, that's not October. What am I saying? That's August. It's been retrograde since August. Um, just before Halloween. I knew that, but I kind of like tuned it out. So, and that'll be in Gemini. It goes retrograde in Gemini. So this is, and it has all the void of course moons and stuff like that. So it's a really nice little book. I love the little back part for notes and stuff. And yeah, so this is my little go-to kind of book. And I don't put my, what do you call it? I don't put my appointments in here per se, but I might write a little note on here or something in there in this book of what's going on. I bring it out to see where, the third moon, the moon is in the third phase in Leo and stuff like that. So I take it out and so I can see where things are at times. So this is a really good one. And I have the for my calendar is the um astrology calendar that I get. So I use that as well. So plus other ephemeris and stuff like that that I pull out and utilize as well. But today, I don't know, just I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of energy waves, a lot of solar activities, electromagnetic waves, spikes in activity, erratic behavior. I feel car accidents, so drive careful out there. Um Reflection, how we communicate is really, and miscommunication is going to be a big one. But that electromagnetic, so really look at backing up things. I'm very good, like all my stuff is backed up. I don't have, yeah, I know I should get one, but I mean, I back my stuff up onto the cloud. I know that's not a, well, that's what everybody does right now, until something new comes in. So, and looking at helpful tools for your spiritual self, right? You've been up since 4:30. Me too. That's because my husband had to go to work for 6. But he got up first. I kind of laid there. I didn't get up. I wasn't going to get up. That's just, and oh, what else has been happening? Oh, did you know? Here's just totally off. They're genetically modifying pigs to transplant. There was a human who got a transplant with a pig heart. So genetically, and he's doing fine. A genetically modified heart to fit a human. Now they talked about this. This is like I remember that, with the gene slicing and stuff like that. Where what they were doing was part of the experiments too was that you can have organs in animals, and those organs, so if you needed that organ would be genetically modified for you, and that animal is that host for you in carrying that organ in case you need a kidney or a liver or a heart. I'm just like, oh my goodness. I the things that I've heard about, yeah, talking about it years ago, yes, and this is, it happened. I know they use valves and stuff from pigs and stuff like that, and sheep, valves in people. So I know they do that. But a heart is something interesting because I know when people get a heart transplant, it is a lot of times their personality can change. It's their tastes in food can change. Um Even information where they like, I don't know why I know this. People have been known to, like, weird things have happened where people know, like, I don't know why I can speak this language now. Never been around this language before. It's like they can really feel this. And I'm just wondering, like, What does it mean to have a genetically modified pig heart? Like, all I'm thinking of is a pig. One, I love bacon. I don't love to be around pigs themselves, because I've been chased by a pig and they're mean. And so it's interesting, like, what does that mean? Like, what is there going to be an altered in somebody's personality with that? It's and how far are we going? Like, this is like getting into the cyborg shit again. People are like, well, it's just an organ. But, same with the heart pacer. It's just a heart pacer, but it is something electronical that they put in people's heart to, well, what's wrong with getting a microchip so that you have better eyesight? Or now you're getting older, let me put a microchip in there so that it can override your neurons so that you don't have to have a hip transplant, or you walk better, or you feel more mobile and you're not in pain. Is that it sounds wonderful. It sounds wonderful, but how far are we going to go? That's the other thing. That's Aquarius too. Aquarius can get really into sci-fi crazy shit. So that's the other part, how far are we going to take it, you know, with all the things that we do. So that's the other thing. So there is some crazy things, and this was happening in 2021. So a lot of things that, weren't out there are being published. And now sort of things are kind of leaking out here, there, and information that's coming out. The other part, the thing weird. Oh, that's what yeah, the weirdness is with Prince Andrew. And I had a few people, commenting, telling me, because he had to give everything back to his mummy and say, "Here, mummy, here's all my stuff." And I feel like, one, they know that he's probably going to lose this. He's a fall guy, just like Maxwell is a fall guy. So, and now with Maxwell's lawyers, is saying that they're not, any information that they're wanting, they're not going to try and hide it. So if you want to, want to release it, they're not going to. I mean, because she's up Shit's Creek anyways. So I don't think she's going to survive very long in prison unless they put her in a certain isolation, or she becomes a little kingpin bitch in there or something. I don't know. And here I have been thinking getting back to basics was a good idea. Getting back to basics is a good idea. Yeah, so with Andrew, I think he's a fall guy. I really do. You're going to hear that from other people too. They usually do that within the royal family. They always have a fall person to take the blame. It's like, this is the person holding the candy outside the candy shop. And yeah, so let him go. Even, I think that's um it just like, how deep does the royal family are involved in this? Could be deeper than what we think. Who knows? Queenie could be involved in shit like this. We don't know. But there's a lot of disgusting people out there. Um and the other thing that's happening in the UK right now is the Middle Eastern group of men, Middle Eastern men from Iraq and stuff like that, um, kidnapping young girls as young as 8, 7, 8, and selling them. And now Dubai is one of the largest. You want, when you talk about sex and you talk about, it might look all clean and pretty, but it has huge slave trade there. It is like one of the biggest slave trade places, for women, for children. And so that happens in Dubai. And yeah, there's a lot of money. There's a lot of billionaires and people going through there, and people with money. So there's a lot of underseedy bullshit that goes on there, because to keep it going, and of course you're not, and to keep it clean. So you have a lot of seedy shit that goes on that they bring in to keep it, so that they don't have to pay people. So there's that's going on too. And how much that's been hidden, and police records have been hidden, and a lot of this they didn't want to say anything because they're afraid of racial profiling. I don't give a fuck what color you are. I don't give a shit. You're a dick. You're a dick. That's all there is to it. You know, it was beasties that what with that creepy petty Saville guy. Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. It's like if you're it doesn't matter color, creed, whatever it is. Like if when you are and what was it? Was it ABC? Oh, and they took it down right away because they're basically um saying being a pedophile, just because you have feelings for a child, especially sexual ones, doesn't make you a pedophile. Well, I'm sorry, there's something there. I'm not going to change the name just to make you feel better because you're a pervert. So this is, so that's part of Eris, right? Nasty is nasty, right? So Eris is coming in squaring Pluto too, so we got to remember that energy, and she's for the underdog. She's bringing up, and Pluto's uncovering things. So there's uncovering, and there's all of this underbelly stuff. It's being revealed, and that's part of the heaviness that we're all feeling as well. So we're feeling all that heaviness, we're feeling all that craziness, and it is, sometimes it's like, oh my god, let me go put my, let me go watch something entertaining that's going to take my mind off that, which is perfectly fine. I mean, definitely do that. So advice for the weekend: have a cup of tea with your guides. Take some time if you can get outside in nature and connect. Connecting with your guides, if you're feeling like your communication is off and you need some time, go. And if you can't take time for a cup of tea, go in the bathroom. That's my other thing. Go in the bathroom, sit on the toilet, put your hand on your heart, and say, oh, let me connect with my guides for a moment and find some peace there. So have a blessed one, everybody, and may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you in all that you say, be, and do, baby. Yes, shine your light. Don't let anybody take your light away from you, because you are a child of the universe, and you are no greater than the stars and the trees. We are all connected. So, and if you're wanting a reading, definitely go to thegurumama.com and book in, baby. Have a blessed one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.